All right, Sasha and Carmelo back with another 10-minute eye test on Wednesday. Today's a fun one because we're pivoting a little bit from more like DeFi, infrastructure, AI, blah, 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 back to GameFi. And today we are choosing Alaska Gold Rush as the project that we are going to dive into for 10 minutes. The concept's the same. We're going to see how much DD we can do within 10 minutes. And like Carmelo said it best in the last video, um, you should not be able to theoretically determine if you want to invest into a startup, a company, a web3 economy within 10 minutes, but you sure as hell should be able to identify a few red flags at the very least to help you understand you don't want to invest in that. So, um, Carmelo, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you again.
Doing good. Excited to dive into a gaming project this week, and especially one that launches this evening. So that's
Yeah.
exciting. We can give our thoughts after we take a look and see if we would invest if we were retail investors.
Yeah, and maybe even give some like overall prediction for price action based on like what they're doing with the marketing and whatnot. So without further
We can
ado,
try.
we'll try. We'll see what's gonna happen. This is going 7x. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share. So this is just an overview of what we were seeing before. This is when we were trying to select a project for this edition. We saw Alaska Gold Rush come up first and foremost on CryptoRank. CryptoRank is a fantastic platform, our unofficial sponsor. We love CryptoRank. We use it for everything data centric, IDO centric, launch centric. They are a fantastic aggregator of data, especially in the startup space for Web3 and blockchain. But yeah, this was first up on the list for IDOs that are coming to launch, and they've raised in excess of $100,000 public. I'm anticipating way, way more because the market cap at launch is around $800,000. So if I had to guess, I'd say this is being valued somewhere between maybe 10 and $20 million for a startup. So,
Yeah,
Carmelo, you ready,
5%
man?
at TGE, 1 month cliff, 12 months vesting. So they're not circulating a whole lot upon launch.
That's a good point. This looks like it's sort of like a micro cap. Maybe they can use price discovery to like sustain token price. Not the best strategy, um, but it's a good strategy to create a pump. So yeah, if you're ready, we're gonna dive in 10 minutes and I'll start the clock. You give me the heads up.
Let's go.
All right, starting now. Boom. First off the bat, what do you see? Tell me.
All right. Hilarious catchphrase. Kind of dig it, even though it's a little bit ridiculous. Making Web3 gaming accessible for everybody. Good call to action from a marketing standpoint because they really want you to watch their trailer. So I'm guessing they got some impressive footage to show you that will continue their funnel, try to gain more access to people, get people excited. So I guess we could watch the trailer, right?
Yeah,
Kind of
it's gonna
follow
eat
the
up your
natural
10
progression.
minutes, but it's important. Let's do it. Here we go. Can you
For
see?
games, it's really important, I think, especially if it's actual gameplay.
All right.
Oh yeah, there's gameplay there.
It's no man's
Yeah, this is
land.
good gameplay. It's like kind of like Fallout 3.
Cold and
Oh wow,
harsh.
that is fantastic.
Reminds me a bit of like a Far
Full of
Cry or
thugs,
Rust.
robbers,
This gives
and
me
other scumbags.
um oh
But
what's
with
that old
tremendous
old game? Like
opportunities.
Oregon Trail. I get the Oregon Trail vibe.
Everything you find, you can
Alaska
keep.
Trails.
Alaska Trails. The
All
graphics look
right.
pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. It's like a first person shooter, first person perspective. So they got like, crafting probably. It looks a lot like Rust and a lot like Far Cry, old Far Cry.
I don't, the audio in the gameplay trailer said everything you find you can keep. So I'm guessing that digital assets, unique digital assets, NFTs is a big part of this economy. Likely they're going to be making some money off of selling them, but they're also going to make some money off of secondary sales, crafting, transactions, etc. Um,
And yeah,
what
gold
I'm
as
in,
well. It's called Gold Rush. So imagine that's going to be like the token for the game, like the fungible token maybe. And they're going to also have NFTs.
that's actually like a very simple concept, but a very good idea. I like that. Play to
Yeah.
win. I don't like marketing these terms. Play to win. play and earn, play to earn, all these things.
Don't you?
It's marketing towards.
I thought the playing any game is about winning, so I think it's kind of obvious.
I play to lose personally, but I think I think this markets towards a very specific demographic of maybe retail investor, people that are looking for like a sort of um, advantageous opportunity to make a little bit of money in the early stages of a GameFi economy. It's usually associated with Ponzinomics, and the big differentiating factor is the game fun enough and the gameplay engaging enough to keep people around. That's where the main value comes. So,
Yeah,
yeah, let's dive in a little bit deeper. Hey, oh, you know what? Right here, check it out. Collect gold, trade
gold.
NFT,
Yeah,
survive.
just
I, wo-
survive.
I wonder if there's already like a token ticker for gold. It might be some confusion there. It's like mining Bitcoin. Okay, we're just name dropping at this point. Oh, you know what? Check it out. Non-fungible assets, customizable pickaxes. That's a funny way to try and gamify that.
That does not look like stuff that they actually had back then. It's the only thing that doesn't fit into the world.
Oh man,
Breaks
my
the immersion.
grandpappy had one that looked a lot like this. Here we go. Land sale. Not a huge fan of land
Oh
sales. That's kind of,
no, land sale too.
yeah, I
Uh,
mean, this is like, what a way to just work in like another kind of desperate cash grab situation. It's nothing to be ashamed of if it like progressively fits into the gameplay, and the product development. Like land sale could be a feature that comes out much later after the game is launched to supplement that sort of user experience.
yeah,
Announcing multiple digital asset sales before the game is launched, I don't know, man.
I mean, technically, you don't know if it's like a way to raise capital. Like they might just charge gold in game. Maybe that's what they mean. I doubt it. My gut says that they're just trying to sell another digital asset, but might be a way to do that. We don't know.
Hmm. Let's check out, there's a big team here. We've got CRO, CTO, CEO, CMO, and a lot of them are from Poland. A lot of them are from other parts of the world. They've got game developers, business development manager, concept artist, motion designer. It looks like CryoWare advisor, Konstantina. We might be familiar with her. I think we might have spoken with her before. But yeah, you know what? Looks like they got a full roster here. And let's see what LinkedIn says. Maybe they could back it up.
Yeah, just be mindful of that clock. We actually want to hit 10 minutes this time. Last week was like a 30-minute item.
This is very true. So let's see what we got here. This is Rafal. He's the CEO. And here's the company. 7 employees on LinkedIn, 105 followers. And so, yeah, this is a legitimate sort of business in my mind, like just off the surface level, because you've got people that are dedicated employees here. They list on their LinkedIn. We can dive a little bit deeper later, but you know what? What do you what do you think? What do you think here? What do you see here, brother?
Okay. You got some launch partners on there. Like I think they're doing their IDO on Tencent. I thought they had a few other platforms, but I don't think they mentioned them all here. Thought they said like Bin Starter. Maybe that's wrong.
Hmm.
CryoWar, a game with the advisor from CryoWar. Iconic, we're familiar with. They're making like a project to mint NFTs out of awesome gaming clips, so that makes sense from a partnership perspective. Um, yeah, I mean Polygon being a partner, you never know what that actually means. That might just mean they're using their chain, so it's kind of misleading a lot of the time. We don't know. Maybe they actually are partners here.
Hmm.
And then they're partnered
SafeGram.
with a Bored Ape. That's just one Bored Ape, not
Eh,
the whole collection, just one.
They're partnered with Evan Luthra. Um,
Not
okay.
sure who that
I'm
is.
gonna I think I know who that is. I'm going to reserve judgment there. SafeGram, that might be some sort of fiat on-ramp or payment solution integration. CryoWar, we already know there's a couple of advisors from CryoWar, but what I don't understand is how a different GameFi game fits into this one. But one thing to note, Baked Games. This is a gaming studio, so I wonder if the development, if the product, if the game delivery is going to be entirely outsourced, and this team is simply um, you know, uh, connected with this gaming studio, if it's a subsidiary of this gaming studio, or if they are just working together in some capacity. So that's pretty interesting.
I mean, they were pretty prominently featured in that gameplay trailer, so I imagine that this is their baby, like they are creating this, not like an
Mhm.
outsourced team. But I might be wrong. It's hard to tell in such little time.
I just want to point this out. There are two Evan Luthras, his signature and his Bored Ape. I
Hmm.
red flag. I'm gonna go ahead.
Gut feeling, red flag.
Okay, so we've got a roadmap. Real quick, game engine creation is starting with the development, which is good. But you know what? We're running out of time, so you want to go to the white paper and see what we could figure out about the economy?
Yeah, quick. Do you think it's a light paper, a white paper, a real white paper, Git book?
I guess. I guess we're about to find out, huh? Ooh,
Oh, imaginations.
it's a PDF.
Oh, an actual white paper. That's cool.
Wow, it's an actual white paper. A lot of GameFi games have been. Oh my goodness, it's 54 pages. Why?
All right, so let's spend money on this. Good branding. Looks like they actually care what it looks like, which is cool. A lot of a lot of companies don't take that step.
Let's let's see if we can filter a lot of this out. Get rich or die trying, immerse yourself, NFT and play to earn. What is a play to earn model? A lot of this initial content is sort of just
What
like
is an NFT?
definitions,
Yeah.
background, unnecessary. Investors are not going to like having to sift through a lot of this data and information if it's not necessary. Time to move on. So characters, game mechanics. Maybe we don't have to jump into game mechanics because we saw a video.
How
Um,
about
but
head
here's
down to tokenomics on page 18. That's a little bit important.
let's.
Maybe a lot.
There's no hyperlinks. Okay, here we go. Okay,
It's a
some
beautiful looking white
tokenomics.
paper.
It is a nice looking white paper. These graphics
Yeah.
are expensive. But look, tokenomics, first and foremost, may be
Yeah.
misleading. Definition of tokenomics is a distribution and a vesting schedule. Launch price and initial market cap. This looks like maybe it could have been designed by someone that is familiar with like early 2021 token launch space. But what I want to understand is the utilities. So um, where would we find where does the gold fit in?
I'm
There's
not sure,
different
but I
games, right?
think our producer is telling us we have one more minute, so we have to squeeze as much information as we can out of
Oh
this
my
last one.
God. Actually, we've got 5 seconds, but here we
Oh
go.
no.
Um, dual token, and
Oh,
one of the
token
most.
economy. All right.
That's 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay, but here's let's just talk real quick through this. One of the most important features of in-game items can be bought with gold is their durability, which forces the player to change his equipment once in a while. Excuse me. We've seen utilities like this before, and to be honest, they're pretty good. It's a value sink, right? It's a way of enticing and incentivizing players to mine more rewards, but also take those rewards out of circulation to limit emissions or just to limit the amount of inflation in the economy. So that's a pretty good idea in my mind, if the gameplay is cool, fun, and exciting enough, this could work based off of that primary utility. What I'm struggling to understand from an investor perspective is like, what are the value accrual mechanisms for buying this token if they're also going to be using that token for rewards emissions?
Hmm. It's a good point. I mean, quick thought is that they have two tokens. It looks like one of them, Carrot, is more tradable with outside worlds, so that's like less inside the game. I don't know if there's going to be a governance component to this, or if they want to even make that decentralized. But just my gut feeling with the two tokens, you got item NFTs that you can earn and drop in game, I guess. I don't know how you lose items if you get killed, for example. But then there's going to be land sales. So it's a lot of digital assets packed into one game. And like you said, it all comes down to game experience. Like games are a little bit easier to vet, especially if you're a gamer, you play games, you know games. So if the experience is fun, there's only one way to find out. I mean, you could have a fun game and it's not going to perform well on the token price as an investor, but it could be a fun game. So it's hard to separate those two sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? There's a little bit more clarity here. I have to back up what I said. It appears that gold is the in-game asset meant for ecosystem
Hmm.
interactions. It's off-chain, whereas carrot is the asset that has real world value. I'm assuming this is the digital asset that's being used for a token sale fundraise. It's backed by real value of capital
Okay.
investment. It's going to be retained by the team, and I think that's what the vesting schedule was we saw earlier. So they do have a value sink for the in-game asset. I'm assuming this is inflationary to some extent. Doesn't explicitly say it here, but Carrot, on the other hand, looks like it's used for in-game soft upgrades and items. So there's some utility, albeit some weak utility. It's sold for other cryptocurrencies in the open market and used for buying in-game NFTs. So right off the bat, not a huge fan of that. Being used as a payment barrier for NFTs, which can easily be bought using any digital asset, really, any currency.
Yeah, it's fine if it's like a purely cosmetic upgrade that you can pay, but if you're paying to have a better experience, better stats, become a better player, kind of gets a little bit murky. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I guess the people that will determine that are the actual community, the people that play this game. Whether they're okay with that or not is not up to us.
hmm Okay, so we don't bias our opinion anymore. Let's move on real quick to socials and just see what's going on. So
It's beyond 10 minutes. I think we gotta wrap it up.
well, you know what? We need a well-informed opinion. But so here we go. First real AAA gaming metaverse. Man, let's just use all the buzz terms. 57,000 followers.
I think I've seen
Um,
several projects saying they're the first AAA gaming metaverse. Thought
they're
Star
all wrong
Atlas,
because
Cornucopias.
I am the first AAA gaming metaverse. They're all wrong. Um,
Yeah, they got 57,000 followers with a little bit over 300 tweets. So anybody that's tried to build a Twitter following knows that that's not easy to do, maybe impossible.
Yeah, that's not a lot of content to gain that many followers. If we were to dive a little bit deeper, we might see evidence of inorganic growth methods,
Like bounty
promotions, growth
hunters.
hacking, bounty
Yeah, I mean,
hunters, and it's
nothing wrong with that, but
no, nothing wrong, but
doesn't
maybe we can find
doesn't
some evidence
translate
in
to real
common.
users of the game, people that actually play. So you're actually sabotaging yourself by doing that sometimes. All right,
So,
they're burning their token.
give, give a lot of gifts. This might be like a well-coordinated guerrilla marketing sort of campaign,
Yeah,
but also it looks pretty genuine too. If it is a guerrilla marketing campaign, I'd say it's a pretty effective one.
I like their old-timey language they use in their external marketing, talking like they're actually back in 1897.
I love old-timey language too. And then one last thing. Um, Alaska Gold Rush, the YouTube channel, 400 plus subscribers, one video. Yeah, that makes sense. Like it's on their homepage. They get 6,000 views. It was uploaded 6 months ago. I'd like to see some updated gameplay, honestly. If if we were advising them, we would say, hey, look, you guys are actively focusing on creating visual content, graphics, developing out this beautiful gameplay landscape. Why not take some clips or some little promotional video snippets and show the world? Like 6 months is a long time to go without an update. I think you would get a lot more interest if you were to, release some content more recently.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that's time. And we're not advisors for this project. We are just determining would we or wouldn't we purchase this token off the open market. So what's the verdict for you?
What's the verdict? Okay, so um, I think the language and the marketing, and I think the different terminology relating to play to earn, land plot sales, multiple digital assets in a sort of complex, convoluted token economy, with like value flows that go every which way. I think it's effective, but we have no idea of telling how effective it's going to be in the actual gameplay without understanding more about the gameplay dynamics and the features and maybe an explainer video about how the economy works and how people can interact with each other. So the use of all this language without a whole lot of content to back it up gives me the impression that they are going for a sort of speculative token launch. They're hoping to see some upward price movement, especially if they had used inorganic growth methods in social media. And, they might capitalize on, like a upward price movement following token launch to sell some additional tokens and get some additional runway capital. But in the long run, if they can't back this up with a good gameplay quality, a product release timeline that makes sense for when they're fundraising and what they're doing as far as the land plot sale, etc., it looks more to me like a pump and not something I'd be interested in investing long term, especially because we don't have any idea of like what the kind of value sinks and value accrual mechanisms exist for investors, both
Yeah,
institutional and retail.
all very good points. For me, I think it's a tough one. Obviously, 10 minutes is not a whole lot of time. So I think just generally, I wouldn't buy this token off the open market. I'd take more of a wait and see approach, trying to put myself into the shoes of a retail investor, degen, that somebody that monitors DEX tools, somebody that, uses launch pads. So I'd probably expect to see this pump a little bit and then drop off a little bit. And then I have no idea what the timeline is between the launch of the token and the game. And the game looks fun. I would love to test it out and demo it. Maybe we can make a video of that someday. But separating the gaming experience from the retail investor experience, I don't think I would buy this token, at least not right away. Maybe I would try to see what that game looks like first before I make any purchases. So that's my verdict. I mean, obviously, 10 minutes, not adequate amount of time, but
Yeah,
that's what I have to say, and I stick to it.
I stick to it too. I think that's a good call. So, like in summation, if I had to say it in one sentence, um, right now I'm not buying in. I'd wait and see what happens because it looks a little suspicious, but also kind of fun and interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty level-headed take.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. This wraps up the second ever edition of 10-minute eye test, and we actually stuck to 10 minutes this time. But you
Kind of.
know what? We'll see. We'll see how future ones go. GameFi is a little bit easier because we're pretty familiar with it.
Yeah,
Anyways, thanks
and
as always.
good
Go
luck
ahead, man.
to Alaska Gold Rush tonight and their team. I mean, I know how stressful it is to launch a project, so good luck to you all in the community. And like and subscribe and do all the stuff that we always say. I always forget how to say it, but do it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Happy IDO, and take it easy,
Happy
y'all.
IDO. It's nice to see IDOs again.